Rigathi Gachagua came out to note that ever since Ruto came into power, he has been working with General Kaguta Museveni to abduct Ugandans in Kenya. For a long period of time, Kenya has been a safe haven for the opposition. Even in the 80s, one of the peace deals that was done in 1980s between General Kaguta Museveni and Obote's regime, the peace accord in Nairobi, when Moi was leading the country, it was done in Nairobi. Nowadays, there is no opposition leader who can run in Nairobi as a safe haven. Rigathi Gachagua said these statements.
National repression against foreigners in Kenya. More specifically, on July 24, 2024, 36 Ugandans, members of a Ugandan opposition political party, as part of a joint Kenya-Ugandan security agency operation, and were forcibly returned to Uganda. On October 18, 2024, 7 Turkish asylum seekers were abducted in Nairobi by masked men. Kenya later confirmed it forcibly deported 4 of them to Turkey in a joint security operation, citing bilateral ties, drawing severe condemnation from the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees and Human Rights. On November 16, 2024, Kizza Besigye, leader of another Ugandan opposition party, was kidnapped by Ugandan agents while visiting Nairobi. Kenya government officials claimed they were unaware of the abduction, but the Ugandan authorities maintained it was a coordinated action between the two governments. Tanzania journalist and human rights activist Maria Sarangi was on Sunday, 12 January 2025, almost abducted here in Nairobi. Prominent Zimbabwean constitutional lawyer and human rights defender Brian Kagoro was detained and deported from Kenya on February 22, 2026, intercepted by immigration and national intelligence officers at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi. He was held for over 10 hours and subsequently put on a flight back to Johannesburg, South Africa. In March 2026, 2 officials from the China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation were deported from Kenya amid a high-stakes dispute that arose in Kenya shillings 30 billion Kenya Railway city tender. Upon seeking a statutory review of the procurement process, William Ruto and Kipchumba.
That is Rigathi Gachagua, the former deputy president, and now is acting as the leader of opposition. Truth be said, there is a day very many FDC activists were abducted in Nairobi, in Kenya to be specific, in Kisumu. They were brought back here without following the law. Recently, the leader of opposition, Besigye, was abducted in Nairobi, brought back to Uganda, and is now in prison without following the law. There are laws that are allowed to pick someone in a certain country, extradition law. It is a process. But if a country joins hands with another to use its military to abduct another citizen from another country, bring back to Uganda. Okay, let me assume, even if Dr. Kizza Besigye was doing something wrong, that's how he was not supposed to be handled. And after being abducted from Kenya, he was brought in the military detention for months. It took his wife, since he enjoys intelligence, to make a loud cry until he was released. So Ruto, as a president in Kenya, when it comes to democracy and human rights, he lowered the bar so low. Remember, under Uhuru Kenyatta, Bobby Wine used to go to Nairobi, hold rallies with Babu Owino in Kenya. Now it is very impossible. Ruto is learning the bad manners from his friend Museveni, because here, abducting an opposition leader is normal. Arbitrary arrest are normal. In a normal country, such things are not supposed to happen. In a normal country, when I do politics and I point out something you don't like, you must also rebuttal by doing as the same rally in the same place, so that you can tell the people that what this person said is wrong, and you tell them the truth. The moment you want to settle politics with an army or with a gun, that's where we get it wrong. So for me, I normally tell people that Kenya has been the biggest democracy in East Africa, but under William Ruto is failing tremendously. And I was hard in support of Ruto during the 2022 general election. I prayed for him to win. But after he got to power, I realized that he's eroding each and every trait of a big democracy. Even in Kenya, the same things are happening. Just that in Kenya, there are systems that try to fight the bad leadership of Ruto. So when I see Rigathi Gachagua speaking about the abductions done in Kenya, For on Ugandans, I clearly see as we are stepping too low. Secondly, the reason that's why we must fight Kenya to become big and big in democracy, because Kenya is the godfather of East African countries. It has the biggest economy. It has the biggest democracy. It's the reason that's why when I hear Ruto trying to copy everything in Uganda, the good thing, the Kenyan people are so resilient, they come out on the streets to fight for their freedoms. It's not rare in Kenya to find maybe the leader of opposition is abducted and arrested. It's very impossible. It cannot happen. Okay, they can arrest opposition MPs, and it doesn't take too long without them being released. Here we have ever had MPs who spent years in prison. It is very possible because we have a criminal regime, a military regime. So when Rigathi Gachagua points out those issues, it is a clear manifestation that William Ruto is killing the democracy in Kenya, and there is no sane Ugandan who can come out to support William Ruto's re-election bid if indeed you want democracy in our country. It is the truth. Since we are nearing transition, we want sober leaders in our neighboring countries so that if anything happens, they can come as big brothers to solve our problems, because Uganda is no longer an island. Of course, as my name is truly Mr. Makindi Suleiman Magul. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that you can motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.